Life's been an adventure for me. I think the limelight and the glamour started in 1994 when I had gone for the Miss India pageant with Aishwarya and Sushmita. And I think I've never looked back ever since. I only changed direction because I was once upon a time in the front line and I decided to go behind the camera and do stuff around behind the camera. So I did a lot of events and PR and, made people into celebrities. Then came a time when I said, when I can make other people into celebrities, why am I just avoiding the limelight? And I started my own jewelry line, and which still exists. That was my creative side and which still exists. And now it was Saks by Shalini Arora Kochhar that I launched in India. And I was in a couple of stores in India. However, I moved to Monte Carlo and now it's called Saks Monaco because when in Rome, do as the Romans. So it is now Saks Monaco. I also was very intrigued by midlife crisis that women go through, because we all go through a situation where we don't know what to do at a certain age. And I said, you know what, I want to be that woman that helps women entrepreneurs, because life is literally, as I say, begins at 30 or 40 or 50 or whatever time of your life you can start afresh. So I started a women's forum, which is called Women on Top. And I started it by a book on 100 women entrepreneurs in India, going from Bollywood to the works, to the corporate. Let's take it from one dimension to the other. There are 100 women entrepreneurs that I wrote about, and it is called Shalini Says Women on Top of Their Game. It was very well received, and it also gave me a platform to make it global, because I had the opportunity to be in Monaco, which took me to various other places. I've gone and spoken at the Venice Film Festival. I've spoken in other places that talk about women empowerment. Not that I ever use the word women empowerment, because I believe that women are already empowered. We don't need to go out there to empower them, but yes, to recognize the power within. So that is the other aspect of me where I work for Women on Top. I'm the founder of Women on Top. And I also had to come and change my profession in Monaco, because I could not do events and I could not do PR, all the things I've done all my life. So I decided to become a life coach. I'm a relationship coach here. And it was all about the midlife reboot for women, because that's what my passion was, right? To change their lives, to tell them it's just begun. And that's what I do here. So this is all that I'm trying to do at this point in time. Poker started with all fun and games. We had a set of friends where I lived in India, where they would play poker, and they said, "Hey, let's teach you." I was like, I ain't getting there. It's not going to happen to me. However, I think gambling is either there in your blood. I don't call it gambling though, so I'm going to change that later and tell you why I don't call it gambling. But when you hear about it, the first thought that comes to your mind is gambling. But my parents have always played cards while I grew up, so I guess it's there, right? Somewhere in the back of your mind. I said, hey, what the hell? I'm sure it's not that hard. However, along the way, I started playing poker tournaments, which was super stimulating. And it's about how you play. It's about, how you can intimidate the other person out of the game. There's a lot that went into it. And that's why I say poker is a sport. It's a skill. It's not gambling. For all those parents who are telling their 20-year-olds or 24-year-olds that don't do this because it's gambling, I just want to clarify to them that yes, if you give them unlimited money and tell them go to a casino, go crazy, it's gambling. However, if they're playing a poker tournament, believe me, it's helping their mind. They're calculating, and they're so much smarter than me. They're calculating, they know it all, they know what's good, what's not good. So it's definitely helping their mind. And that's how poker started for me. Yeah, just fun and games. So poker was, like I said, we had a set of friends. So we literally started playing tournaments every evening. And then people said, you need to give it a shot to play tournaments outside. So I actually went and played tournaments in Nice, London, and various other places in France. And I remember playing in one very peculiar, I can't remember the name of, Ostrava. I was in Ostrava and I went to play a poker tournament in a casino in Ostrava, which was a whole lot of men who were shocked to see me, like, what the hell is this woman doing here? And I won the tournament. I won the tournament in Nice. I won the tournament in London. So I was quite passionate. And it was something also that, I wanted a passion that I shared with my husband. As they say, when you're growing old, you need to share some common passions with your spouse. So fortunately, we both took to it, and we both would go and play poker. And we would both go to travel all over the world and play tournaments. And either he would be winning, or I would be winning, or I was first, he was second. So we pretty much been doing that for a really long time until the pandemic happened to us. And that's when I think online struck all of us. At least, I mean, of course, people have been playing forever, but for me, online happened to me once because I still wanted to play, and there was no opportunity to sit with friends and play, or there was no opportunity to travel to various parts of the world and play. So I started playing a lot on Adda 52, which I also played the tournament on Adda 52 for women. So we have also got a group of our own that we play on an app called Poker2. So I invariably play at least a couple of tournaments a day. And I think online has changed the entire perspective, because you can play at any time. You don't have to wait for friends to organize a tournament or things like that. You just play any time that you want to play. And I'm actually contemplating this to be, at some point, a profession, because I thrive in it. It's a combination of passion, love, what I enjoy doing. And I would love if I can make this a profession and play poker. I mean, how much better can life get? Well, I think what this whole story about women talking about poker is a great way, and we have to make sure that these kind of things, because social media seems to be the biggest thing, and online poker is a huge forum now. So we have to make sure that there are viral videos of women playing poker, because women do in live places where I have gone to and played poker. I do see that there's not that many women, right? On an online forum now, I see a lot more. But when you go for live poker games in all across the world, actually, I don't see very many women players. And in fact, you almost see the men judging you, because they look at you and say, oh, okay, this one's just, she's just around. So if you play well, you pretty much impress them. So online, yes, there's a lot more women now playing poker. And I think we need to all get together, have more women tournaments as well, which creates a sort of a platform and encourages women to go out there and be with their own and be with their tribe and do it. And then, of course, there is a world out there to play with the men as well, right? But if, like you're saying, to encourage it and to make it grow, we need to have a lot more women's championships where women feel comfortable being there, getting to know their kind, because women love networking. It's a great networking opportunity as well with like-minded women. So it'll be great to organize some large-scale women poker tournaments across the world. And I think that would really help. As far as poker is concerned, I just want to tell you that if you want to make poker a profession, it's all in or nothing. You've got to give it your all. That's your focus. I have friends that have made it a profession, and I see them, with 5 screens. So it's all in or nothing. That would be my quote for, poker. And as far as the women are concerned, I'm not going to be specific about poker, but being a strong woman, I've always said, my motto is, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night or day, spread my wings and fly away. So do that, because you can actually travel all over the world and play poker. It's a universal game. It's a universal, like music is a universal language. Poker is now a universal game. Everybody's playing it. So if you believe you can fly, so you shall.